Hello, and welcome to another edition of the She Rain Podcast. I'm your proud host, Shanika. So look, I know that I missed last week. Now, this podcast is all about women dealing and living in chaos, right? So this is real life. But before I get into all that, remember, if you would like to join me on my podcast or send me a shout out, ask a question, be sure to email me at sherainsPodcast@gmail.com. Also, be sure to share this out to anyone that you feel may need it and download your free journal where you can write down things that you've learned, tips I've shared, or just a wonder you may have in that particular journal. It's yours, it's free. So download that. So She Rain's Podcast is about real women, real life, things that happen, and we're dealing with chaos, right? And life can be kind of chaotic. And so last week you did not have an episode from me because life, right? Life. Right now, my eyes are red. I'm going to tell you why. Because my oldest, she had a track meet today that we had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning for. And we left maybe around about 3 or 4. And then we had to do real life things, run errands and everything. So things don't stop. But I know early in the year, I shared with you all that I found out January 4th, I had a blood clot in my leg. And so last week, I went to the doctor for my follow-up since January to see if the blood clot had cleared. And before I went, I was praying to God, hoping things would be good, be fine, be clear, be ready to get back to my old me. But I went there and I was told the bottom part of my leg had been cleared, but the upper part of my leg, it still had some clots there. And then I was told that people that have blood clots, sometimes they never fully regain, I'm not sure what the word is, but that their veins never fully become clotless, if that makes sense. And so I have to now wear my compression stockings all the time. And that was one thing that I wanted to not have to do. One, because it's hot outside and I have these stockings for feet up to a part of my thigh. But two, I thought about all the things that I could not do. I can't wear sandals. I can't wear shorts. I can't. But the things that we want sometimes may not be what we need right now. And although I was told I can take a break from them and, be mindful of watching the swelling of my leg, I have to stop and think about how blessed I truly am for what I do have. And sometimes we have chaos going around us and life is happening. We do not pause to stop and think of what we have. We always think about what we don't have or what we miss. So I am saying this to someone out there, perhaps, if there is something that you think you want, think you need, take stock of what you already have. Because we have been blessed to have whatever it is we have. And as humans, sometimes we always want more. But the thing that you have is something the next person doesn't have. And they watch you and wish they could have what you had. So although my feelings were hurt, I can take my stockings off here and there and not wear them all the time. And so I can feel free in my mind, right? But I do know that I'm blessed to still even be here. I am blessed to still be doing this. So for today's podcast, if you're in this mind space, such as myself, just take some time and take stock of the things that you have and feel blessed for what you have. I've seen this saying, things you have right now were the things you prayed for. And that rings true. I was told I could never have children, and I have 2 girls. So take stock of where you are and what you have, and let's try not to be so greedy. Let's try not to be so greedy and be thankful for what we have. So if this podcast today resonates with you, please be sure to drop me a comment. You can email me. And I'd love to have you as a guest on my podcast. Remember to email me at sherainsPodcast@gmail.com. This is Shanika, and I'm signing off. Take care.